It was just another cold morning in a quiet neighborhood. The sun hadn't yet risen, and the streets were still cloaked in silence. Behind a grocery store, tucked away near a dumpster, a faint cry pierced the stillness. A passerby, on their way to work, stopped in their tracks. The sound was unmistakable, the cry of a newborn. Curious and concerned, they approached the dumpster. What they found would haunt them forever. Wrapped in a thin towel, barely breathing, was a premature baby girl. Her umbilical cord was still attached. She had been left there, abandoned, alone, and exposed to the elements. No note. No explanation. Just a tiny life fighting to survive. Emergency services were called immediately. The baby was rushed to the nearest hospital, where doctors worked tirelessly to stabilize her. She was estimated to be born at just 28 weeks, dangerously premature. Her body temperature was low, her breathing shallow, but she was alive. The medical team placed her in an incubator, monitoring her vitals around the clock. Nurses took turns watching over her, moved by the mystery and tragedy of her arrival. She had no name, no identity. Social workers stepped in, giving her a temporary name and beginning the process of finding her a safe home. Despite the odds, she began to grow stronger. Her tiny fingers curled around the nurse's hand. Her heartbeat steadied. She was a fighter. After weeks in the hospital, she was placed in foster care. Her story made local headlines, but no one came forward to claim her. No relatives. No parents. She was truly alone. Eventually, she was adopted by a loving family who had followed her story and felt a deep connection. They welcomed her into their home, gave her a new name, and raised her as their own. She grew up surrounded by love, laughter, and support. But as she got older, questions began to surface. Why was she abandoned? Who were her biological parents? What circumstances led to her being left behind a dumpster? Her adoptive parents were honest. They told her everything they knew, which wasn't much. She had been found, saved, and given a second chance. But her origins remained a mystery. As a teenager, she became increasingly curious about her past. She read every article written about her discovery. She visited the place where she was found. She spoke to the first responders who had saved her life, but the trail was cold. There were no leads, no suspects, no clues. It was as if she had appeared out of nowhere. Years passed. She graduated high school, went to college, and built a life for herself. But the questions never stopped echoing in her mind. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why was I left? Then, one day, she decided to take a DNA test. It was a long shot, but she hoped it might provide some answers. The results came back, and they were shocking. She had matches. First cousins. People who shared her blood. She reached out carefully, unsure of how they would react. To her surprise, they were kind, curious, and just as shocked as she was. They had no idea someone in their family had given birth and abandoned a child. Through conversations and family history, a chilling truth emerged. One of their 7 aunts had given birth around the time she was found. One of them was her mother, but none of the aunts admitted to it. Some were confused. Some were silent. One of them knew the truth, but chose not to speak. She was faced with a choice. Push for answers and risk reopening old wounds, or accept the silence and move forward. She chose peace. She had found her family, cousins, distant relatives, people who welcomed her with open arms. But her mother's identity remained a secret. She could have demanded answers. She could have gone public, made noise, forced the truth out. But she didn't. Instead, she focused on the life she had built. The love she had received. The strength she had found within herself. She realized that sometimes, the truth isn't healing. Sometimes, it's just painful. And sometimes, the mystery is part of the story. She was born in a dumpster. She was raised in love. She found her family, but not her mother, and in that silence, she found strength. Her story is a testament to resilience, hope, and the power of choosing peace over pain. This is her story. And it's one the world should never forget. The story is real. The woman chose to remain anonymous. So, how was it? Let us know your feedback in comments if any. We look forward to see you in next video. Please like and subscribe to motivate us. Thank you, have a great time.